Welcome to GuidanceEchoes. Today I am going to share with you a true story from the life of a pious man. In this episode, we have tried to present real life stories of real people. Here, no fabricated or fictional stories will be shared with you. In this episode, I will narrate a miraculous story of a pious man who lived in a town in Punjab. This man, known as Hakim Sahib, had his clinic in an old building. Every morning, before going to his clinic, Hakim Sahib would tell his wife to write down a list of things she needed for the day. His wife would write down the list. Hakim Sahib would first read this list when he arrived at his clinic. He would then calculate the cost of the items his wife had listed and determine the total amount needed for the day. After calculating, Hakim Sahib would pray to Allah, saying, "O my Lord, I have come to this clinic sacrificing my time of worship only to fulfill the needs of this world. O Allah, as soon as you provide me with the necessary funds for today, I will immediately respond to your call and leave." This was Hakim Sahib's daily routine. Sometimes he would be able to finish seeing his patients by 9:30 a.m. and on other day by 10 a.m. and then return to his villas. One day, as usual, Hakim Sahib opened his clinic and took out the list his wife had given him. As he read the list, he was stunned. His head began to spin, and for a moment, he felt like he was seeing stars in broad daylight. But he quickly composed himself. His wife had listed the usual item like flour, lentils, etc. But at the time of the list, she had written, "Need to buy everything for our daughter's wedding." The wedding was just 2 days away. Hakim Sahib thought for a moment, calculated the cost of the other items, and wrote down the total amount. Then, next to the wedding expense, he wrote, "This is in Allah's hand. Allah will take care of it." After this, 2 patients came to see him, and he gave them medicine. Later, a large Prado car stopped in front of his clinic. Hakim Sahib did not pay much attention to the car or its owner because such car often stopped at his clinic for medicines. The 2 patients left after getting their medicine. Then a well-dressed man got out of the car and entered the clinic. He greeted Hakim Sahib and sat on the bench in front of him. Hakim Sahib told him that if he wanted to take medicine, he should come forward and sit on the stool so that Hakim Sahib could check his pulse, as it was essential for prescribing homeopathic medicine. The well-dressed man said, "Hakim Sahib, I believe you don't recognize me." "Of course, how could you? I have come to your clinic after nearly 15 or 16 years. If I remind you of our past meeting, you will remember everything. The first time I came here, it wasn't by my own choice. Rather, Allah brought me to you. Surely it was Allah's grace upon me. Allah wanted to bless my home and continue my lineage. The story is such that I was traveling from Lahore to Mirpur, my hometown, when my car's tire got punctured right in front of your clinic. My driver took the tire to get it repaired. You saw me standing in the sun and invited me to rest inside your clinic. I was actually waiting for such an opportunity because the driver was taking a long time. A little girl was standing near your table, repeatedly saying, "Let's go, father, I'm very hungry." You kept telling her, "We will go soon, my dear. Please be patient." I thought to myself that I might as well take some homeopathic medicine from you because those medicines, though slow, work well on the human body. I told you that I had been in England for 4 years. Before going to England, I had gotten married, but we were still without children. I had tried many treatments in my home country and even in England, but had found nothing but disappointment. You advised me to always seek forgiveness from Allah and never despair of His mercy. You reminded me that everything, children, wealth, happiness, and life and death, is in Allah's hand, not in the hands of any doctor or medicine. You said that if anyone could give me a child, it would be Allah alone. I remember you were speaking to me while preparing the medicine. You divided the medicine into 2 parts and placed them in 2 envelopes. Then you asked me my name. When I told you my name was Muhammad Ali, you wrote Muhammad Ali on one envelope and Begum Muhammad Ali on the other. You then placed both envelopes in a larger one and handed it to me, explaining how to take the medicine. Besides the homeopathic medicine, there were some of your own special remedies in the envelope. Although I was reluctant, I took the medicines. My intention was to give you some money, but when I asked how much I owed, you refused, saying, No, you don't need to pay." When I insisted on paying, you told me, "The account for today is closed." I said I didn't understand what you meant. At that moment, another person entered your clinic, overheard our conversation and laughed, saying, "The account is closed," meaning that Hakim Sahib had already received the amount he had asked Allah for to meet his household expenses for the day, and he would not take any more money. I was astonished and a bit embarrassed. I realized that while we are focused on earning as much as possible, we forgot that all this wealth will be left behind when we die. Your way on thinking was so different, so profound, that I came to regard you as a great man. When I went home and told my wife the entire story, she immediately said, "He is not an ordinary man. He is undoubtedly a blessed person. Perhaps Allah will grant us our desire for a child through him." Indeed, today, by the grace of Allah, our home is blessed with 3 children. We, husband and wife, always pray for you because The medicine you gave us was not just medicine. It was a special prayer to Allah, asked for on our behalf. I have come back to Pakistan and England many times, and each time I have stopped at your clinic. But most of the time, your clinic was closed. Most people say that your clinic is only open for 3 to 4 hours a day. People line up knowing that once Hakim Saheb has earned enough to cover his daily expenses, the clinic will close. That's why I have missed seeing you several times. Today, 15 years later, I see you again. When I first came to your clinic, I saw your little daughter and I told you that she reminded me of my Nicey. My entire family has settled in England except my widowed sister who lives here in Pakistan with her daughter. My Nicey was supposed to get married on the 21st of this month, and I had taken responsibility for all the wedding expenses. 10 days ago, I sent my car to Lahore to bring the necessary wedding items. After reaching Lahore, my Nicey fell ill with a fever but didn't tell anyone. She took some paracetamol and continued shopping in the market. While shopping, she suddenly fainted and was taken to the hospital, where it was discovered that she had a fever of 104 degrees. She passed away soon after. Inna lillah wa inna ilaihi rajiun. After my Nicey's death, I don't know why, but my wife and I thought of your daughter. We, along with our entire family, decided to send all the wedding items, including 10 tolas of gold jewelry, to you. If your daughter's wedding is soon, please use this item for her. If not, keep them until her wedding. Please do not refuse. I know you don't accept money, but not accepting gifts goes against the Sunnah. I know you love the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So I urge you to accept these gifts for the sake of the Sunnah. The truck loaded with wedding items and jewelry is parked outside your clinic. Hakim Saheb listened quietly to everything Muhammad Ali said, tears rolling down his cheeks. He began to speak, saying, Mr. Muhammad Ali, I cannot comprehend what you are saying. My mind is not functioning. This morning, I wrote on the list that Allah would provide for the wedding, but I never imagined He would provide in such a way. Muhammad Ali couldn't understand what Hakim Saheb meant. Hakim Saheb then showed him the list his wife had given him that morning. Muhammad Ali saw that the list included daily grocery items like flour, semolina and other things, and at the very bottom it said wedding items for our daughter, while there were amounts written next to the other items. Next to the wedding items, it said Allah will provide. Muhammad Ali immediately understood what this list meant because he was already familiar with Hakim Saheb's ways. Muhammad Ali looked up to the sky, tears streaming down his face, and said, "O great Lord, without a doubt, you are the provider of all sustenance. Without a doubt, your promises are true. Just as you provide food to a teeny creature, hidden in the depths of the ocean. You provide sustenance to a bird lost in the highest reaches of the sky. O great Lord, how easily you can provide for the sustenance of mankind. And yet, how many of your creations are so ungrateful that they forgot your countless blessings. Hakim Sahib was overcome with emotion. After a moment, he finally said, "How great is the kindness and generosity of Allah, and how weak and insignificant we are. Even today, Allah has shown us His blessings in such a powerful way." If you are new to our channel, I want to let you know that we have many true stories of answered prayers here. If you like them, please like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.